If I have to name the house, I would say elegant.
I would say it's really warm, it's dreamy.
Fun.
As architects, we receive every project as a unique storyline. And this particular project, if I talk about for Goel family, was truly an amazing storyline. I could see that they came with a full trust in us.
We were looking for a bungalow, then somehow we couldn't get a proper place for that. Now I'll say it's better than a bungalow. It's a bungalow in the sky.
I think that it's so difficult to make a house that pleases the whole family. And this house has just done that. Like, it is so special for all of us because there is a space, the thought, the creativity, every element of this house resembles who we are as a family.
It's just like a mix of everything. Like, okay, like 1 minute I'm sitting and watching a movie, and the other end, like I'm sitting by the pool playing some cool board game. Then I get up and we start making pizzas in the brick oven. So like, I think like it creates that full package which you need, like when you're hanging out with your friends. Like, it has like a mix of everything.
And whatever the requirement we were looking for in a bungalow, like there should be a music room, there should be a big dining room, there should be a good spa, there should be a party room. So everything is combined here.
Challenge actually was to how to make the apartment plan far more suitable for the family. Especially we had a choice of using terrace space, which was probably the most important part according to me when we received their brief. They had no idea that we could actually connect the terrace to that extent where it becomes an extension of a house. And fortunately, the apartment had a good height in its volume, and that was another challenge. That how do we make that space even more realized through the design? So we created all the doors up to the full height till the ceiling level. As a raw apartment, when we got, it was a clutter-free, available space. So we could easily plan out, each functional space. For instance, we laid out the kitchen and services in the middle of the house, which could give us far more flexibility to arrange all private spaces tucked into the corner. And the idea was that we had to fit 4 major bedrooms, on this floor in a way that they will have their own private access without being disturbed by, the common passages. And each bedrooms, rather every room we thought of will open up, to the view. And this particular view was quite important to overlook the greens coverage of Goregaon Park. And that worked very well for the house. daytime, if you see, the house is full of light and ventilation.
The design of our house is a balance between comfort, luxury. It's warm, at the same time it makes you feel so calm and peaceful. It's got there's natural light, there's nature, there's so much that you feel like you're on a 365-day holiday.
See, these inspirations come from our master Osho. I find that he has taught us to be more meditative, which gives you far more better space to live with. And I find that the quality, which I call it as Zen, which is far more simple, elegant, but generates more qualitative space to be with, but connects you and makes you feel more dignified as a human being. At our office Tao architecture, we always by default count sustainability as our approach to all the projects. Using a natural light also helps to reduce the power. The cross ventilation helps to minimize usage of air conditioning system. So all those aspects are interwoven with the design while selecting the technology and material and some of the brands which help us to use sustainable products as well. We use LED lights, which provides a high quality LED light source with some of the lenses which help us to generate a better output from the light source and spread even light around the house. So they help, even if you look at some of the faucets and sanitary ware we use, which help us to give us a very low pressure water usage so that we save water. The aerated water system comes with each and every fitting. They not only deal with the aesthetics, but they deal with the functionality. Every room had a different stones to combine with, and we could explore various finishes which they could provide us. And the challenge was to give them best of the best washrooms and toilets, because I find that that's the biggest luxury you have in a house nowadays. Even some of the architectural hardware play a major role in designing interior spaces through furniture. An idea was to generate a luxury through the formation of spaces and the volumes rather than by the surface treatments. So we restricted ourselves to the very few materials to use. For instance, if you see the floor, the ceiling material consistently runs from one corner to other corner of the house. So the style, if I say, it's more a contemporary. We wanted not to fill up the house with so many of the elements, but to simplify it and bring elegance through some of the highly finished textures. And by having all these things, we could somehow achieve a timeless character of the space, so that they don't get bored, and we could get the tones, even like the selection of marble and the wall surfaces are used in a way that they have a very mild color contrast tones. So those surfaces are derived out of natural material, and they have less of toxins to deal with, including the paint finishes which has low VOC content, so that it helps people to live with a more healthier life.
I think the most favorite part of the house for me is the dining room, because that's really in the center of the entire house, and that's where we all come together. We have our meals together as a family, and we really spend a lot of time even after our meals just chit-chatting, catching up with each other's lives. I mean, I think I spend more time at home than I used to before.
For me, I think is the deck. The feeling of just getting up in the morning, taking a cup of tea and sitting there with a book, that is just the most serene feeling in the world.
Each and every corner is my favorite part of a house, and terrace, of course. Evening time, 6 o'clock, around 6:30. I really like to do meditation there. It's out of the world.